All right, let's get it going here. Dennis R. Sanders, welcome to the 5150 AD interview series podcast. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I'm hydrated.
Good. It's good to be hydrated.
Yeah, it's hot out, so you got to stay hydrated.
Hey, you know what? It's California weather, man. You love it, and sometimes you just despise it. Spirit in the Room. You got a release coming out. You got a EP coming out entitled Flamingo, August 26th on Housecore Records. Talk to me about it.
It's good.
It is good. Let me go back a bit. I've been fucking with you for about a year.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've always enjoyed about your music, and then when I really went deeper into the past aspect of it, is how different and what a multi-different verse artistically you dwell in. I also like the fact, and correct me if I'm wrong, because these are just my interpretations, how dark and macabrely you deal in the psychologically damaged anthems and Shakespearean artistic views of what dwells within us. How's that?
Well, I like to make, I think a lot. I'm a thinker. So I guess I tend to make people think as well. Yeah, I don't know. I just do what I do and it just comes naturally. I don't try to be macabre or anything, but if it is what it is.
You know what I like about it is you mentioned it. You do what you do and it's organic, especially here. For being in LA, born and raised type of guy, I'm really critiqueful of a lot of the artistic music scenes that come up and artists and how everything is always cookie cutterish or what have you, whatever the trend is. Listening to your music and watching you play live like I've had for over a year, it's very enlightening to say the least. It's an experience every different time. I've been rocking this EP since I've received it, and I must say, it's very, very, it's a ride, man. It brings out different emotions in me every time. So my question to you, because I'm a long-winded motherfucker, is this. Talk to me about the writing process about this. Is this some sort of an exorcism in your subconscious or?
Yeah.
Give me a background about this EP, Flamingo.
Life changed. My life changed drastically, and I just wrote about it. As I do, life changes for everybody, and that's how I've always done that. I've always documented my feelings and the changes in my life and the music and the stuff that I make. But I mean, fuck, dude.
Been a rough couple of years, man.
Yeah, dude, and
globally.
Yeah. REM comes to mind.
Oh.
Everybody hurts. Sometimes.
Isn't that the truth? When you say that you wrote about your experience, is this a combination of what happened real world with, we all know the events that transpired the last couple of years, or is this a kind of like a purging of your soul? Or
yeah, I didn't write for anybody. I didn't write about what I was seeing. I didn't. I mean, I've done that before, but this time I was just alone in a room, and I had, excuse me, I keep clearing my throat. I had some roommates and shit, but man, the shit was so hectic that I just I locked myself in my room and I just wrote about everything I felt and everything that was going on around me. Like a lot of this shit, like I didn't have any of it written down. Like I would just sing, I would make some music and then whatever that music, and I've been doing that a lot lately, where I just kind of, the words come as a reaction to the music. And that's kind of, it's not kind of, it's exactly what happened, man. I really wasn't too concerned about people, I was going through my own hell. relationships and, bills, habits, um, you know,
Demons.
demons, angels. Um, yeah, dude, I got so used to being a certain way that once the rug got pulled out from underneath me, I had to face the mess. And so that's what happened. I think that's what happened to all of us. And I've written a lot of music since. There's a lot of music in the pipe right now. Um, yeah, and apparently I'm still dealing with some shit.
Well, I mean, let's set aside the artistic, journalistic aspect. We're all human.
I don't know about that, man.
Deep down inside, we are. Trust me. Unless
Jimmy,
we're
man, Jimmy.
unless we're at the elevation of uh, the next species on, but we're all human when we all go through stuff. And the beauty of having the ability to be artistic and musically artistic and creative is you could help heal yourself. I don't want to get Dr. Philish, but help heal yourself. But it's the product, the art that comes out that touches people in their own interpretations. I listened to this EP, and number one, let me just throw this out there. It's very rocking. It's very touching. It's very roller coasterish. For me, I mentioned
Thank
dark
you.
and um, psychologically thrilling and macabre in the sense because that's what triggered the emotions. That's your music. That's what triggered me. And as I'm listening to the lyrics, and then when I saw your video that you released, it's so entertainingly horrific that I enjoyed it from a fresh perspective where someone is not trying to portray that. It's organic. So to hear you say that this was like a purging of a dark period in your life, I must say you transpired the, that point in time artistically very well.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I know you know what you're talking about because of that charm you have around your neck.
Ooh, did I share the story about this?
No, but every time I see you, I see that and I make a comment about it. It's the
You know what,
dopest
man?
shit.
This is the OG one. Well, I'll share with you in person the story. Who knows? Maybe there's still backlash from it, but one of the things that I admire about the live performance is the fact that you have always been able to capture whatever energy is within you along with your bandmates and have that live performance not be repetitive or predictable. But in the studio, how do you get that energy? Because this EP captures those sentiments from the live experiences that I've witnessed. How did you manifest that into the studio?
I hold my breath and I don't let anybody touch me because if they touch me, I'll giggle. No, I just hold my breath, dude, and I'm very I'm pretty controlling when it comes to the sound. My songs are my children, and I want them to sound a certain way, just like you would want your kids to act a certain way or whatever. And the studio, this was the first time. Well, this is actually the second time. I made a record a long time ago for Spirit in the Room in a studio with an engineer and everybody, and I scrapped it. But this was like the first time. I usually, like everything else that's out right now is all stuff that I've done by myself in wherever I lived at the time. Some of it was done in a garage, some of it was done in a guest house. I've even tracked vocals in my car, like I did it all myself, but I had a team of people. Like I had an engineer, and then this is the first record I actually did with my live band. And I just know exactly what I want. And I really don't like distractions from that. So I'm in the when it in the studio, I'm pretty uptight. You know, I don't like to let the windows open, leave the windows open because I feel like inspiration and the ideas can just, fly right out of the fucking window. So you have to everything has to be captured immediately as fast as possible, which is what I liked about working with American Primitive on the video we just put out, because those guys they work like that. They move fast, and they capture lightning in a bottle. But that's how I roll. So yeah, man, you get a team of people behind you that believe in what you're doing, anything's possible.
That video is amazing. Did you write that? Did you write the
Oh,
storyboard to that?
dude. No, bro, that was
Because it goes
fucking
very well with the music. It goes very well. As a matter of fact, let me mention that track here because it's correct me if I'm wrong. The Bird of Paradise alights only upon the hand that does not grasp.
correct.
That's off Flamingo.
I
That
love
video,
uh
for someone who is not familiar with your art, your band, your music, what a great introduction, because especially in this day and age where the attention grasp is so minimal, people are so distracted with everything.
yeah, and we go and release like a 6-minute video.
But dude, it grabs you from the first second on. It's an amazing story that coexists well with this song.
Thanks,
I
man.
I thought you wrote that.
No, dude. Joe Cardamone. Joe and Sean Cardamone, dude. Some people might know Joe from the Icarus Lion and his work with Lanigan and various other artists. He's got an incredible team behind him. He's got a great group of people. And I was going back and forth with Joe for like a month, 2 months, something like that. And he just got it. I had referenced the film. And the moment I said that film, it clicked. And then like 2 days later, I got the plot and all that shit. And just I let him go with it, dude. I'm a pretty controlling dude when it comes to my music and my art and what I want to put out there and whatnot. And it's really cool whenever you meet somebody that gets it, and
Yeah.
and Joe gets it. Joe's been around. Joe's a great artist, and yeah, dude. I actually knew going into it that I could just kind of let go of the reins a little bit because there was somebody at the helm that I trusted.
Was that refreshing for you, being that you're hands-on with, your product and your art? And
Is it refreshing to be controlling?
no, is it refreshing to like step back a bit and let
Oh
another
yeah,
creative force come in?
yeah, yeah. But what I've noticed though is I can get a little lazy. Like if I step back and have a seat, I can get a little comfortable. So learning experience moving forward is just to kind of not expect everybody to do everything. And not that I expected them to do everything, but there's so many things I want to do. And part two is just as intense. I don't know when that'll come out, but it's amazing to just be able to sit back and let go and trust somebody with your vision, dude. It's not easy, trusting somebody with your vision.
No, yeah,
So
your art, your product.
yeah, it means the world to me. It means everything to me. So to be able to sit back and know that the person steering is God is great. And I just saw those guys last night, and yeah, that's the team, man. I can't wait for everyone to see what we come up with next, or what
It's a
we
great
have.
collaboration. Anyone who has not seen this video, I would suggest that they look it up on YouTube. And it coincides with the release of the EP, which comes out August 26th on Housecore Records. For those that don't know, that's Phil Ensemble's label, which is a great label. It has different artistic, eclectic artists. I think you fit very well with that label.
Do
Are
you,
you going to be touring this EP?
man? I want to, no doubt. We all want to. It's just so fucking expensive.
Yeah. And
It's
we're still
just so
dealing
expensive,
with
dude.
the new world as well.
It's so expensive. And I didn't really want to talk about this, but it's just like we just lost our bass player. So, I'm going through that whole thing again of finding and teaching the next chap.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. You know what? I like the unison of the unit that you had because, as I said, I've been watching you perform for over a year, man. Hopefully, you'll find that chemistry again.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, I have chemistry with the drummer and the guitar player, but I didn't really have much chemistry with that bass player. He lasted a year and then he decided to quit. And it's a bummer to stop because we were in the middle of doing a bunch of stuff. It's a bummer to hit the brakes, but I don't know, man. When you know something, you know. When your gut tells you something, you just kind of
You
you
got to
got to
go with it.
listen. Yeah, you got to listen to your body. And the guy, he's a great guy, man. He's a talented chap, really good dude. He just wanted more. The project didn't have enough him. He wanted more me, and you know what I mean. Like he wanted to be more involved, and everything's like art. Music is very orchestral to me. You know, like I hear something and then I know what comes next or whatever. And I work fast, like I said earlier. So I just keep kind of going. And whoever sticks around, they stick around. And I'm grateful for everything. You know, I'm grateful for those that didn't stick around too, you know. But it is what it is, man. And more power to that guy because he's a great dude and a very talented man. So
Yeah, right on, man. You know,
yeah.
on sometimes
I knew that was gonna happen
it's
though. I
kind of
had a
like a
feeling.
team, you know, different players come in and you hope for the best, prepare for the worst, so to speak. You mentioned prior that you wrote this. Do you write every aspect of your music, or does the band also put their 2 cents in? Like, did you write Flamingo? Everything?
Yeah, yeah, every little nuance. I mean, I have the demo. I always demo everything out. Like I know exactly what to tell the engineer where to put things. Like I want this synth in this ear and I want that percussion in that like I'm very hands-on with all that. And yeah, it's my baby, dude. I can't help it. I can't. If I know where I'm going, I'm gonna go there. And so yeah, that's what I did. And I just keep I just know what I want when it comes, you know. There I'll present the guys, the guitar the guys. I'll let them. Kevin Bombay, that's my guitar player, and Philip Bailey, that's my drummer. These guys have been with me for
Great
about
musicians.
yeah, man, killer dudes. They've been with me for about 3 years, and I send them songs and they learn them, man. And you know, and like if they'll come to me and be like, you know, I'm not really feeling this one. I kind of take a step back and I listen to it from their ears, and it's like, you know, I don't really give a fuck, but but we find a way, you know. We always find a way, and if it doesn't feel right to as a unit, you know, it's one
Right.
thing for an individual to be like, I'm not feeling this, but if it doesn't feel right as a unit, then we just don't do it. And so yeah, a lot of that decision making, we're a unit, you know. But I'm obsessed with the sounds in my head. Like I have things have to come out the way I hear them, and most of the time they do, you know. And I'm grateful to have people that trust me enough
Right.
and that like it enough to just go along with it, you know.
Let me ask you this because this is very interesting for me, being that you are so involved and so hands on. Now that you have finished this, because is art really ever finished? Not really, but as now that you've concluded
No,
this aspect and release it to the world and their interpretations of it, are you able to distance yourselves from all these different critiques, opinions, et cetera? Or does that affect you also, being that you are hands on? It's like being a chef, putting his hands in making the creation and then serving it and dealing with the commentaries and after effects.
that's one of the that's one of the best questions anybody's asked me so
I'm not as
far.
stupid as I look, bro. Please tell the ladies in my life that.
I hug you.
But no, seriously. All right.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. California talk right there. Yeah,
Come on,
no,
man.
yeah,
Come on, homie. I hear you're a Sedano guy or we're a Sedano guy. Come on, homie.
yeah, bro. Yeah, it not really, dude. You know, like I somebody left a comment on a video the other day, and it was like it was one of those backhanded compliments, and like it kind of made me realize I don't really care what people say or what they think.
Good.
I care about what people that I care about say and think, you know. But you know, that's not my job to care about what people's opinions are. And I honestly don't feel like it's my job to describe it anymore, you know, like it's like it is what you hear, you know, it is what you want it to be. I can tell you what I was feeling and thinking about as I wrote the lyrics and what inspired the next part and what's inspired whatever, but like I almost feel like I've ruined it sometimes by talking about these personal feelings because it's not about me anymore, you know? It's
I
about
admire that, man. That's so old school, real deal right there, where it's like, look, here it is. And you take the riot and you tell me what you feel or what you think.
I need that. I think that's what I don't care about. Man, what's the difference between an opinion and a feeling?
It doesn't matter if it's your creation and you know what it is.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about an opinion, but I care about how you feel. And yeah, dude, it's like I care about how you react to it in the sense that what it does for you. But like if you think that I should do something different, I'm not worried about that. I'm going to do things how I do things, and I think we're all going to just do things how we do things. But a public opinion doesn't matter. Now, if someone feels, if they get a feeling from something, it inspires them or whatever, or if it, yeah, that matters, you know. I'm having a hard time understanding the difference at this point, at this juncture.
To make people feel with these devices in today's society is nearly impossible.
I'm so
So it's inspiring
over.
for me to hear a musician, an artist like yourself, subscribe to that old school philosophy of like, hey, this is what it is. If it makes you feel positive or negative, as long as you get a feeling, especially in today's society of uh, the sterile minded fucking robots that we're dealing with.
We're addicted to feelings, though, you know. We do everything by feelings now. I remember being a kid and not really going by how I felt, just going by what I had, what my duties as a human being for the day were or whatever. Not like, well, I'm feeling depressed, I'm not going to show up to work today, you know. Or but that's how people roll nowadays. They go off of their feelings for everything, and your feelings aren't necessarily always right, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't, I just don't care to tell anybody what it means or where it comes from anymore. It's like where you tell me where it means to you. You know, you tell me where it comes from and how, you know, where it takes you. I think that's I think that's the safe way to go about it because you know you're sitting around thinking about you know, are people going to like this or are they not going to like that part? And it's just like, dude, you're wasting time.
Wasting energy.
You're wasting time and energy. You could fucking die. You could be
Yeah.
dead within an hour. The t-shirt you're wearing could be your last. You never
Yeah.
know. Isn't that a trip, dude? When you get dressed in the morning, you never know if that's the last, if that's your outfit for the day or whatever. It's like, but if people weren't telling me how they felt, I'd be bummed. But goddamn, I keep going back to the difference between an opinion and a feeling, you know? It is what it is.
Well, let me tell you this. I was fortunate to see you not that long ago perform these songs live.
Thank you, dude.
They
Thank you.
really do manifest themselves in a live setting to a completely different beast of its own. They really take on a whole new life on their own. But as I mentioned before, like the way when I listened to the EP, how it is not mundane and predictable. Every time I've listened to it, I have different feelings, different emotions, different thoughts. Uh, And that's what music is supposed to do: touch you and awake you, make you awake, and stir up the thought processes. When you perform these songs live, do you have those same feelings? Do you, every time you sing these songs in a live setting, do they change for you, the meanings, the expressions, etc.?
Damn, Jimmy. Why you gotta be the best interviewee?
Don't blow smoke on my ass, fucker. Can you? I wish I would have brought my chick, because that would have been cool for her to hear you say that.
I
But
wish you brought
seriously,
your chick too, man. Dude, that's a great fucking question. And when I'm on stage, in hindsight, I have no idea what's going on up there, other than I'm usually, when I get off and someone asks me about it that night or the next day, I'm just, my usual response is, it was good. Nobody got hurt. I'm just usually,
love that response.
yeah. I mean, sometimes people get hurt at our shows, and I'm usually that person. And it's just like, I didn't get hurt. Nobody got hurt. Um, I am an emotional person, dude. I'm a I can be a pretty angry dude. And so I'm just up there at, there, it's not about me anymore, it's not like, when I do a show, it's not about how I feel or what I want to portray or whatever. I get my outfit or whatever going and get my shit popping, but it's just like, man, it's about the people that are there. And even if it's two people or 20, it's just like, that's what it's about. And I want them to walk away feeling something. And so anytime that we play as far as how I feel singing these songs, dude, I don't know. I don't like listening to Flamingo anymore. Singing it, I'm just happy to get through it.
You know what? For
I'm
some
happy to
reason, I
get through it
understand
without a
that.
lawsuit, you know?
You know what, man? Let me say this. I'm looking forward to seeing you perform again these new, well, to the audience, new songs, because uh as you've invested your time in your art, I've invested my time and my emotions into this music. And one of the things that I've always enjoyed about your band from day one is what you just said. It's not a performance per se, it's like a Shakespearean play that just plays out and goes in an unpredictable manner. And I love the danger element, and I love the adrenaline and the aggression and the organic humanity of what is being performed in my presence. Sincerely, this EP captures that.
Thanks, man.
So I commend you on that.
Yeah,
But it's a lot, man. That's why
it is a lot.
I'm glad that you revealed yourself, and you revealed that this is you, and it's very evident. August 26th, it's going to be released on Housecore's record, Flamingo. Let me hit you with a predictable question. The title. Maybe you want to reveal it, maybe you don't. That title in itself, to me, has some sort of like a psychological, UK ultra type of flip. Is there a double meaning to that very peaceful, loving title, which in reality is not what is portrayed?
My brother, I couldn't have put it better. You nailed it. And whoever's listening, take what Jimmy said and run with it, because that's what's up. You
Awesome.
see that word, and yeah, I don't want to go too far, but yeah, it's a character. It's a night and day character, I guess.
You know what? Say no more.
Yeah.
Dennis, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me on the 5150. Do you have any upcoming performances in this post-pandemic world that we're living in?
Yeah, we got a couple gigs coming up. We got something in Nevada City on October 1st. I forgot the name of the festival we're doing. And we have a couple shows with Wednesday 13 coming up in October.
Wow, that's an interesting bill. Wednesday 13?
Yeah.
That, you know what, man? I'd like to see that.
Cool. Yeah.
Where can people find out? What are your social media sites to find
Spirit in
out
the
about
Room.
what's going on?
Spirit in the Room on Instagram. I wish I had the dates. I don't remember the dates for the Wednesday 13.
I'll find out. I'll post them up when I have this interview up.
Spirit in the Room, everything. Spirit in the Room, Instagram, Twitter. I wouldn't advise following me on Twitter. Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Spirit in the Room, you know.
And
You
let's
know
mention the video. The video that's posted. That video fucking is just brutal, dude. Let me knock off the journalistic dialogue. That fucking video is just brutal on all aspects. That video is more entertaining and more twisted and more macabre than any so-called movies that are that are out.
Thanks.
That fucking, they did a great job, and the music really takes a whole life of its own in that video. Let's mention
it tickles me pink to hear you say that, bro. Thank you.
Oh, bro, it's fucking brutal. I love it. Spirit in the Room. Hey, one more stupid question. Did you name your band off the Tom Jones album? You know, Tom Jones has an album called Spirit.
That came after, and that's why he's not allowed to make Spirit in the Room merchandise. I had the name Spirit in the Room before he did.
Okay, all right.
And you want to hear a funny story? Do we have time or no? Because I can tell you, I can meet you later.
I'm trying to be fucking considerate to you. I can bullshit with you all day. I want to talk about the chicks you attract and, you know, all that fucking shit. But yeah, tell me this story.
So in about 2015, 2016, I sent through my friend Kristen, who the RSC group, she's a very badass woman. She worked with Pantera a long time ago, and she has known Phil forever. So through her, I was able to send a demo to Phil and them for Housecore in about 2015 or 2016. And I never heard anything back. So I was just like, oh, whatever, you know. And then we did Spirit in the Room open for Scour in Hollywood. And I think that was 20. Yeah, great band. I think that was 2019 or 2018. And I met up with Phil after the show and we were talking bullshit, and he's like, yeah, man, you know, I remember getting your CD in the mail, and I thought this is Phil, I'm not going to do the accent or anything like that, but you know how he talks. He's like, man,
I know how he really talks, but yeah.
He's like, I thought somebody was fucking with me. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, Spirit in the Room was the name of my first band. And when I was a kid, like the first band I ever was in, he said it was called Spirit in the Room. I've never, I don't know of any Phil fans, no matter from what generation, that knows this little bit of information. I certainly didn't.
Right.
And like, that kind of fucking freaked me out and blew my mind. But he said Spirit in the Room was the name of his very first band when he was a kid. So it's pretty cool. I got it. Yeah.
Would synchronicity be the appropriate word for that?
I hate the police.
Oh man, Dennis, you're fucking rad to talk to. Let's get back on point. Flamingo 826 on Housecore Records. It'll be released. Is it streaming on all stream sites now?
Not yet. It will be on the 26th. Yeah. We have a single coming out on Monday, the 22nd. We have a new single coming out.
And let's mention this real quick, because it's sad that I have to say this. Buy the physical product, people. Buy the physical product. Invest in the old school traits of owning and admiring and digesting the product. Buy Flamingo. Don't just stream it, buy it. Look at the art, look at the investment, and invest in yourself, because that art is beautiful in itself. Who did that artwork for the EP?
Dude, my favorite artist, this guy named George Wilasall. I had chased him for about 9 months. Everything kind of got stalled because I was basing everything around his schedule, but he's my favorite artist. George Wylesol, man. Find him on Instagram. Wylesol, Wylesol. I gave him some themes. I gave him some colors. Colors are pretty important to me. Colors help me see and understand things a little bit better. And he sent what he sent me back was that was it. And I was like, that's it. I didn't have to go back. Could we do this or whatever? I'm not, he fucking nailed it. For me, the best part of the whole thing of all of this shit we're doing, my favorite part of all of it is the artwork. So yeah, buy that vinyl, buy 2 so you can hang it on the wall. And know that when you do buy the vinyl, you're buying that shit straight from Philip Anselmo's house, from a shed, from a warehouse on his property. I don't have any of those. I don't have the records. I don't have the shirts. I don't have CDs. I don't have anything. I've been getting messages from people. Can I, when you send it, can you sign it? Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, that's all Housecore. So yeah, buy it all and know that it's coming from Philip Anselmo's warehouse on his property. I don't know.
Buy it because it's worth the investment.
It is worth the
And
investment.
you know what? You've been fortunate to be working with artists that, from the cinematic aspect, from the recording aspect, from the musician aspect, from the artistic aspect, where you're all aligned together. And
a lot of my favorite people, dude. A lot of my favorite people are in my life, and I got nothing to complain about.
No, you did a wonderful job, and so did they. And again, Flamingo, 826 Housecore Records. Live dates will be coming out. Go on Spirit in the Room social media sites, and by all means, continue the journey that you're on, because it's refreshing. And I say this sincerely, but it may sound a little, in this day and age, we need some real music being performed by real artists that are not any way, shape, or form scared to be themselves. With that, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, Dennis.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Okay, so we got all the plugs in. I feel we covered anything. Is there anything that we did not cover?
No, and you covered, you asked me about the artwork. Thank you.
It fucking rocks. I want that print. I'm not even blowing.
Dude,
up here. It rocks. I want that print.
Have you ever seen the movie Irreversible?
Yes. Yeah.
That's the psychology kind of like. I like minimal art. I don't like being bombarded by a bunch of fucking doodles. That's Irreversible. That's the inspiration behind that artwork.
That artist did a great job, man. And it goes very well with your baby.
Thank you, brother.
Dennis, pleasure to talk to you. I'm going to be getting in touch with you with the social media, tagging you when this is up and my guy edits it and what have you. And let's keep in touch.
Yeah, dude. You know,
and when I see you out, because I don't like to burden artists when, especially with the lovely ladies around you, but let's shoot the shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, anytime, bro.
All right, my man. Thanks for taking the time, bro. Take care of yourself.
Are we clocking out right here, or are we just turning off the recording?
You want to bullshit off the record? You got time? You don't got.
Oh yeah, I mean, whatever. I just wasn't.
I'm surprised you're not in Vegas right now, to be honest with you.